Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the presentation of the colors and the playing of the national anthem. Please remain standing until the colors have left the field. Presenting the colors this evening is Carthage High School's Army Junior ROTC Color Guard. United States colors are carried by Cadet Major Riley Allen. The Comet Battalion colors are carried by Cadet Captain Dana Parnaz. The Guards are Cadet Captain Sarah White and Cadet Sergeant Major Uwin Runyon.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Carthage, New York, for what should be just an absolutely pivotal and groundbreaking football match between the Carthage Comets here hosting their bitter rivals, the Indian River Wolves. Connor Lalone alongside Josh Madison to take you through the action. Cody Wheeler, Zachary Zabriskie, and Morgan Young, the rest of the Stream Team crew here tonight from Carthage. Pretty lengthy pregame. Big display on the screen.
Sure
the lights
was.
haven't gotten involved just yet, but it's still light out, so.
Yeah, still a little light, but I mean, the pregame routine is needed for a game as big as this one. I mean, rivalry goes back so long, and I mean, this year, especially with the Wolves now being named, first year being the Indian River Wolves, makes it an even bigger game for both sides.
Yeah, that's going to take some getting used to, at least for me, having done a lot of Indian River games the last couple of years and so used to the Warriors, now the Wolves, so I'm sure I'll misspeak a couple of times tonight and use the wrong name, but like we were saying, two teams that just love to run the football.
They love to run the ball, and they run it well. There's a good reason that they love to run the ball.
After halftime.
There's, two studs of running backs on both sides of the ball tonight, and it's definitely going to be one of the reasons that one of these teams wins tonight is that running back.
For Carthage, it's the incredible athlete Jeremiah Adamola-Sadipe, the second one in there from the left in the captaincy huddle, getting ready for the coin toss, number 8. Player to look out for the Comets. Terrific athlete. We've seen him both here on the gridiron last season as well as on the hardwood playing for the Comets basketball team. And every time we've seen him, just always impressed by the athleticism. On the other side of the football, Indian River, Trevor Shawcross, the man who's gotten the majority of the carries for him this season. He's put up some impressive stats in their first 2 wins. But Indian River spreads the ball out a little bit more than Carthage has, at least in the first 2 games of the season.
They do, and I mean, for years, Indian River has definitely been a running football team, and it's been their success. I mean, last year being sectional champions, it's obviously been success for them. They love to spread the ball around, which is always good. You know, makes a difference for every single defense that you go up against. So
just unpredictable offense. Tyler Clemens and I talked about it on his show this week. Spread the ball around. They like to keep the ball moving. A little up-tempo offense from Coach Marcel, and the Wolves try to keep the opponents off balance. Carthage pretty much just hand the ball to Jeremiah and let him run right up the middle and hope somebody can stop him defensively, because nobody has been able to so far.
Nobody has. I mean, in 2 games to have as many yards as he does, 777 yards in 2 games is crazy. And, I mean, for even just being, even for being a senior, I mean, that's still a lot.
Yeah.
That's still a lot to put up in 2 weeks.
I don't think it really matters who the opponent is, honestly. If you can put up 700-plus yards in 2 games, almost 800 yards in 2 games. He's got 11 scores. And that's just video game territory, stat-wise.
I'm not even sure if that can be video. I mean, that's close to beyond video game territory.
So the question for Carthage, can Animal Sidipe keep the team on his back? Can Indian River stop him defensively? The Comets will kick the football away to start the action this evening.
I think the big question tonight is, which defense can stop the run game the best? If you can stop the run game, force this team to put the ball in the air, you got yourself a whole different ball game.
So the Comets set to kick it away. A lefty kicker with the opening boot, and that one tumbling end over end, reeled in at about the 24. Ramos on the carry, and he stopped quickly on the kick return. Maybe going to end up with 3 or 4 yards. A flag comes out after the play, kind of as both teams were dispersing and heading to their sidelines. A flag comes out. Mariano Ramos, the 4th, with almost no gain on that kick return, but a personal foul against Carthage on the first play of the game. Maybe and setting the stage.
Those calls are going to be made quite often tonight. And unsportsmanlike conduct, even on the opening kickoff, these are 2 rivals. They do not like each other. They are going to take advantage of any chance they can get. And an extra 5 yards for the Wolves is definitely going to help them out on this first drive.
So the ball moves all the way down to the 44-yard line of Indian River's half of the field, and they'll start with 11:54. Just 6 seconds off the clock on the kickoff. And here comes the Indian River offense. Pitched and right up the middle on the first carry of the game. I believe that was Ariel Raymond who took that one from the quarterback and able to pick up about 4 yards on the carry.
It's pick up about 4, 2nd and 6.
2nd down and 6 now. Motion behind the quarterback. This is trademark Indian River. Running that play clock down to 10. Pitched again. This one up the middle on the carry, breaking the first tackle and diving over the 40. Trevor Shawcross getting his first involvement. A couple players pushing and shoving on that far sideline, and a flag out again. Now this is fiery to start the evening.
Yeah, 2 undefeated powerhouses out here, and you know there's going to be fireworks. A little shocked that it's this much this early, but that one against Indian River.
Yeah, I think there's one coming the other way, though. They will cancel each other out. Indian River's backing up before they saw that second signal.
So
the result of the play is a first down on the carry for Shawcross. The personal foul's offset. 1st and 10 coming up from the 38. Now into the Carthage half of the field.
1st and 10 at the Comets 38.
This one again handed off to Shawcross, and he's brought down pretty quickly. Able to pick up 3 yards on the carry. 2nd and 7 coming up for the Wolves.
Let's pick up about 3 yards for the Wolves, 2nd and 7.
Second down and 7. 1 man out to the right, and it is going to be stopped right at the line and then brought back. Nowhere to go on the carry. I believe that's Frederick Haynes. His number was called that time. Going to get him for a loss of half a yard.
3rd and 8, Comets 36.
Last year in Indian River, we saw a game where Fred Haynes had 3 touchdowns in the first quarter and then took his foot off the gas a little bit. Coach Marcel did, and brought Haynes out for most of that second half. But they've got some weapons. Haynes hasn't really gotten involved too much this season. Here he is on the carry up the middle. Correct me, that was Caden Smith on the carry for Indian River. Really have just spread it out.
Yeah, I mean, they stick to the same type of plan. You know they're going to run it. You just don't know where and who.
4th down and short. Wolves offense will stay out there. Handed off. No, pitched out to the far side. Shawcross able to get around the first tackle. Flag comes out as Shawcross is still on his feet, pushed out of bounds as he gets over the 20. Flag came down close to that 1st down yardage to gain. It's an offensive holding, so that'll negate the gain on 4th down.
And that is a tough one on the Wolves there. I mean, a long play, a great play, getting them into 1st down and deep in, I believe they even got into the red zone there, but that holding call, that's going to hurt. But it was a great play drawn up. A lot of handoffs throughout this first drive. Good fake, good pitch. Changed the tempo and changed the direction of the play. Well done there from the Wolves. Just that one holding call set the whole thing back.
4th down and long now, about 13 to go. Ball's on the Carthage 41-yard line after the holding.
And they take a delay of game.
Yeah, thought process there's probably delay a game and punt this one away.
Yeah, the 41 is a tough place to kick in high school. I mean, it's just a bit far for a high school kicker to hit every time, but a little too close for a punter, so this should probably be deep enough to punt.
1 man deep for Carthage. High snap over the head, but a whistle and a flag at the line of scrimmage. False start against the offense. Backs them up another 5. I think we've seen more flags than we've seen plays run so far.
Sometimes it feels just like that. I mean, even sometimes negating those plays.
Better snap this time. Rolling out to the right, though, is Shawcross, and he barely gets one away. Couple of more flags down on the play. One on the near side, one on the far sideline, as Shawcross was wrapped up as he tried to kick that one away. I think the one on the far sideline might be a horse collar. There's another one here on this near side. Shawcross was back to, at least lined up to punt. He didn't really look like he wanted to get one away, and then last second tried to get a foot on it on that far sideline.
A lot going on in the play and 2 flags to end it all. I mean, there's just so much going on. Sometimes you don't even know what the play was.
We're going to have a pretty lengthy conversation about this one, I think, and maybe we'll get some signals. Flag on the near side is now being picked up. Here's the signal. Holding against the offense. And then a personal foul, horse collar tackle on the defense. Those negate.
2 fouls in the play. They're going to be offsetting.
Should stay fourth down.
They're going to replay fourth down.
And another chance for Indian River to make something happen here. Shawcross, again, back to punt. One man deep for Carthage, all the way down at the 10.
Feel bad
I believe
for him.
that's Adamola Sidipe. Sorry,
He's
Josh.
been standing out there this whole time. He's just waiting for a punt, yet to get it.
Shawcross will get that one away. It's a good punt. It's going to bounce and take a Indian River roll. It's down all the way pretty much right at the 5. After all of that, Indian River gets a really good one away and a favorable bounce and roll. And Carthage will start their first possession inside the 10-yard line. It's going to be down at just about the 5 for the Comets. Interesting, exciting, passionate start to our football action here.
It was nice to actually see a play without some flag get thrown.
Oh, I agree. What a start it's been on high school football here on the NBC Watertown YouTube channel, presented as always by the Bob Johnson Auto Group, as well as our other sponsors for tonight, Carthage Area Hospital and the North Star Health Alliance, and Swish 365 on Fackney Drive in Watertown. Huge thank you to everyone that makes our streams possible here. Huge thanks to Carthage as well for hosting us and being very accommodating for us. Hand it off. And Matt quickly in the backfield. Nowhere to go on the carry. It's a loss of a couple. Well, they might have just been outside of the 5. They might have been on the 6, but now they are in there tight. Ball on the 4-yard line. Second down and 11 coming up for the Comets. Indian River was all over the run that time.
When a guy with 74 carries in 2 weeks, sometimes you can kind of predict that when they're down on the 5.
Hand it off again. Adamola Sidipe out to the far sideline. And he's brought down pretty quickly. Gets over the original line of scrimmage and then maybe another yard.
Sidipe on the run.
That'll be third down.
About
8 coming up. What do you think, Josh? Adamola Sidipe on the handoff again?
I mean, you would definitely want to think so. I mean, you're close to your own end zone. You don't want to take a big sack down there. So you want to get some breathing room, but you also, you got a man with over 750 yards under his belt in 2 weeks. It'd be tough to guess otherwise.
Hand it off. Adamola Sidipe up the middle. Nowhere to go. He's brought down quickly. And that's going to bring up fourth down and long deep into their own half of the field. Carthage surely got to punt the ball away here with 6.5 minutes to go in quarter number 1.
4th and 7.
Looks like both offenses are definitely learning that neither side is willing to give any single yard. You're going to have to work for every single yard here in this game.
One man deep for the Wolves. Going to bounce, not quite get to him. I believe that was Mahi Coles deep for the Wolves. The ball's going to bounce and be down here on this near sideline at the 38-yard line. And that's where Indian River will take over. Score still all tied up at zeros. 6:04 to go in quarter number 1. Comets hosting the Indian River Wolves. And both teams electing to keep the football on the ground all night. Don't be shocked to see a lot more of that. This one handed off. Shawcross out to the far sideline. Skips around the first tackle as he tried to juke back in field. It's brought down, but gain of about 8 on the carry for Shawcross.
Connor Hickey with the tackle. It's a pickup.
Wouldn't be shocked to see another run here on this one either. I mean, that one worked. Why not go for it again?
Connor Hickey made the stop. This one up the middle. Powerful run for a first down. Indian River able to pick it up on the carry right up the gut. And that'll move the sticks.
It's a little switch down.
Now inside the red zone for Indian River, trying to strike first.
Having our first red zone play here. Already halfway through the first quarter. Definitely showing the strengths of both sides of the ball for both of these teams here tonight.
Shawcross in motion, but it's right up the middle. And out to the far sideline in some space into the end zone. A touchdown for the Wolves. Indian River strikes first. The quarterback keeper for 6. And they lead over the Comets here at home.
And in some ways, that's not much of a shock. I mean, you hand it off so much. One time you keep it, and he finds a beautiful hole there. Well done by the offensive line. And he's got some speed.
Carthage Area Hospital replay giving you a good look at it. And now the offense out there to try for 2. Hand it off, and they're going to be stopped short on the carry. Score will stay at 6-0. Indian River onto the board first, though.
The Comets stop the 2-point conversion.
Hand off up the middle. Was no good on the 2-point conversion attempt.
It's interesting with the Wolves. I mean, they stick to the same formation. They get into the end zone, then they switch it up. Then they go into that shotgun there for that quarterback. But well done drive there from the Warriors, or from the Wolves, sorry.
First of many tonight, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure.
So Indian River up 6-0 with 5 minutes to go in quarter number 1. High school football presented by the Bob Johnson Auto Group, the presenting sponsor for high school sports here on the NBC Watertown YouTube channel, as well as Carthage Area Hospital and the North Star Health Alliance, which includes Meadowbrook Terrace just behind us. Dedicated to keeping healthcare local. Trust Carthage Area Hospital close to home, close to our football streams, with their bringing of replays. Kickoff is handled at about the 15. That's Adamola Sadipe up the middle, still on his feet as he breaks a couple of tackles. He's brought down close to the 40. Turn of close to 23, 24 yards for Adamola Sadipe as he gets down to the 38 or 39. And Carthage trying to answer back after falling behind early.
That kick kind of felt like our first pass of the night. That was a line drive right to him. Almost had to catch it like a wide receiver over there.
So Adamola Sadipe in the backfield. One man either side. Handed off. Jeremiah spinning around and met by the entire defensive line. He was able to make the stop right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the carry.
A lot of times you like to see if you find a quarterback that likes to run a lot, usually teams will run a QB spy over there to just hang around him. Indian River seems to be running an Adamola Sadipe spy over there. Just stay with him.
Handed off. Ademola Sidipe bouncing off his own man and then is stopped. Again, not much doing on the handoffs. Now on 3rd and long. Maybe if we were going to see a passing play from Carthage. They've only run 10 or 12, I think, all year. Attempts for Carson Rick, the quarterback, but this would be a spot for it on 3rd and about 11.
Sure would, and Indian River has done a great job defensively, blocking every single hole, making sure that Carthage cannot get a run game in.
Whistle here. I think this is a Carthage timeout. It is. We'll talk things over here on 3rd and 11 with 3:33 to go in quarter number 1. Their first timeout. First timeout for either team here in the first half.
This one feels a bit needed. I mean, going off of the past 2 weeks where their whole game plan is hand it off to them and let them run. Hand it off to Jeremiah, let him go all the way. All of a sudden you find a stop. Good time to take a break and talk over this upcoming game plan for Carthage in this pretty long 3rd down right here.
Chance for both teams to talk it over. You said it. Indian River has clearly keyed in on the fact that the game plan for Carthage is hand the ball to Ademola Sidipe, and they have been able to stop that so far. See if Carthage strays from that on 3rd and 11, or if they stick with all reliable. Rick with Ademola Sidipe. He's got 3 men to his right as wide options. Nobody really guarding them for Indian River, just keying in on the run. It is Rick back to pass. He's under pressure, and he's sacked for a big loss. Well, Indian River sent the house to stop the run, and they end up getting the quarterback instead. And that's a big loss. Sack for Indian River. Football all the way back to the 25.
Beautifully done play from the Wolves. I mean, just quarterback barely had any time back there.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't pass it much, but that one play, he did not have much time.
About an 11-yard sack. That punt was nearly blocked. It's tumbling end over end as it bounces at the 50, at the 49 rather, and it's downed eventually by Indian River. Now a flag comes out on the near side as Ariel Raymond got into the Carthage sideline a little bit.
I mean, he had a great block on the sideline. I mean, it was a great play, and he just gave him one extra shove, and that right there is, I mean, it's uncalled for in that kind of a play. I mean, the play is just about done. There's no need for that kind of move, and I mean, that just hurts. That hurts the team.
So before the offense can even take the field, they're backed up. Should be 1st and 20 after they tack it on to the end of the play. That's what they'll do. It'll be 1st down and 10. Penalty assessed at the end of the punt return.
Seems like they add.
Still moving. The chains over there on the far sideline. Eventually we'll figure out where the football needs to be.
Looks like this will be it. This will be where we spot it.
The 26-yard line. This one up the middle on the rush again, and nowhere to go. Carthage with a defensive stop on the rush up the middle.
Too much comments in on that tackle. It's a gain of about 2.
Joshua Buzanet on the carry.
2nd and 8. The Wolves 28.
In Indian River's other real rushing threat other than Shawcross this season.
A little bit of a different formation here.
Yeah, screen out to the far side. It's complete. And able to skip past the first tackle, but brought down, and that's going to be another loss on the screen pass to Raymond on the far sideline. First passing play of the night. We saw Carthage attempt one, but ended up being a 11 or 12-yard sack. This one's a loss of a couple of yards on the screen, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 10.
A little bit of evidence on why they're both running teams there.
Shawcross, reverse, handed off a second time, and Indian River's going to pick up the 1st down. A little bit of trickery there on the carry. Shawcross got it first and then gave it right back up. It was Raymond on the carry ultimately. Gets all the way down to the 40-yard line, and big conversion there. So the Wolves now on the 40.
That was a big play there for the Wolves. Definitely needed after Carthage stumped them on the first 2 plays there.
Shawcross able to break a couple of tackles. He's going to pick up a 1st down and then some. He's over the 45 and into the Carthage half of the field firmly. 44 is where they'll spot it. Actually, the 43. Just kept moving it forward. 1st down and 10 coming up. Under a minute to go in quarter number 1. Indian River with a early 6-0 lead. Shawcross again. Solid gain. Close to 5 on the carry that time.
One thing you start to notice is the Wolves sending the whole team over there to make blocks. I mean, you see even the quarterback, as soon as he hands that off, he is in front of the running back making as many blocks as he can. Just really trying to pave that way with a running back, and it's been pretty good. I mean, 20 yards in the last 2 carries. Wolves are starting to move.
That's going to bring us to the end of the 1st quarter.
Time will run out on quarter number 1 as we head to the first break. It's a 6-0 lead for Indian River. Quarterback keeper. 2-point conversion attempt was unsuccessful, but the Wolves with an early lead here on high school football. Brought to you by the Bob Johnson Auto Group as well as Carthage Area Hospital, Trex Subs, and our good neighbor Laura Whitney over at State Farm. A good first half of football. A little less scoring than I think we would have predicted, but
a little bit, and I mean a great and really an unexpected defensive stand so far from Indian River, really shutting down Jeremiah out there. That was not something I had on my bingo card tonight. We'll see if they can continue to do that for these next 3 quarters, or if we see Jeremiah have a breakout like he has up to this point in this season.
Yeah, he's really been held in check to this point. Both teams' run defense has been spectacular. Team switch sides. It's 2nd down and 6 coming up. Motion on the line. Flag comes out. False start against Indian River.
Yeah, looks like a little bit of miscommunication between the center and what seemed like everybody else on the offense. Looked like they had everybody jumping on the offense on that play.
2nd 11 at the Comets 44.
That'll set them back a bit.
It's like they were not on the same page about what the snap count was. 2nd down and 10.5. coming up here. Passing play out to the far side and just overthrown, incomplete. Intended for Raymond on the far sideline. Well, Indian River elected to go to the air. Unable to make a connection. Incompletion stops the clock at 11:56. Remaining in quarter number 2. 3rd down and 11 coming up.
So make some noise for the Carthage team.
Looks like Indian River's back into the same formation of old.
Yeah, again, they do that double handoff, and this time Carthage stops it much better than they did the first time. Short gain, 4 yards. Brings up 4th down and 7 coming up with the ball on the 40.
So pick up from the 5. It's going to be 4th and 6.
We've yet to see a punt up to this point. We've seen it, well, outside of the Carthage punt. Indian River has faked a punt that had a bunch of flags come out. Well, looks like they're looking to go for it and get those 7 yards back.
Motion pitched out to the far sideline. Raymond still going aerial. Raymond over the middle. 1st down, Indian River.
Raymond on the sweep. That's enough for a first down.
A big play on 4th down over the middle, and there's Raymond just able to power through the pack on the replay. Brought to you by Carthage Area Hospital.
Normal Indian River fashion, looking to share the ball as much as they can. And a well-done job there, giving it to Raymond there.
Now into the red zone. This one up the middle, able to break through the tackle. Shawcross diving, and inside the 5 he's brought down. It's going to bring up another 1st down, though, and it'll be 1st and goal for Indian River. Really threatening, trying to add to their 6-point lead.
And they are definitely hustling to the line. Does not make it easy for the defense to catch up.
Shawcross that time on the carry up the middle, and he's stopped short of the end zone.
This is a big stand needed here for the Comets to keep this within 1 possession. Tough part is Indian River has so many weapons that they love to use.
Motion again, pitched out to the far side. Raymond spinning forward and into the end zone. Touchdown, Indian River. The Wolves find their way in again.
That's going to be a little
Take another look. Courtesy of Carthage Area Hospital, Raymond got the pitch and then just enough space to squeeze in for 6 more. Lead up to 12.
That is so difficult for a defense to stop. I mean, you get one play where you find Shawcross and you finally stop him and behind the line, and then just the next play, Ariel Raymond. So much speed. Just found a beautiful play there.
Raymond again, the same play. They fake the pitch, and it's handed off up the middle. Indian River stopped short again on the 2-point conversion, so the score will stay 12-0. The Wolves tack on with 9:46 to go in the first half. The hosts are struggling.
Shockingly enough, they're struggling with the run game, which was not something that I was prepared for. I was a little more prepared for a defensive struggle. Carthage needing to find some sort of ground here and get some points on the board and get right back in this thing before it slips away too much.
Indian River will kick it away here now with a 12-point lead. High school football on the NBC Watertown YouTube channel. Brought to you by Bob Johnson Auto Group, as always. And sponsor tonight for this pivotal Class B matchup, Swish 365 over on Fackney Drive. Memberships over there start at just $50 a month. They have 5 Dr. Dish shooting machines that allow you to get 300 shots up in 30 minutes. Basketball season will be here before you know it, so check out our friends at Swish 365. Whistle before that kick, and we're going to do it again. Thank you as well to our friends at Drex Subs. Actually had a friend of mine from high school text me today, no longer lives in the area, and they said they were, quote, fiending for a Drex sub. So it's a real story. I'll show you the proof at halftime, Cody. Thought that was pretty evident of how good Drex really is. People move out of the area. They miss their Hoffman hot dogs. They miss their Drex subs, man.
I mean, I can testify to that. I have an uncle who lives all the way out in Arizona, and it's one thing that he craves for every time he visits.
Comes home. This one reeled in at about the 34, now to the far sideline. Small gain for the Comets. Rogers on the kick return for Carthage. Able to get the ball to the 42.
This is a very important drive here for the Comets. Down by 2 drives. You need points here. You need points. A touchdown would be ideal, but right now you need to get that 0 off the scoreboard and get some momentum on your side.
Well, they line up with 4 wide. And Rick fakes the handoff. Screen out to the near side. It's reeled in. Able to make the catch was Rogers, but he's brought down pretty quickly, and I think it's going to be a loss of a couple of yards. Both teams have tried that screen pass in the backfield, and both times we've seen it come up short of the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 12 now. 3 men wide this time for Rick. 1 in the backfield is, of course, Adamola Sadipe. He's looking to pass, though, out to the near side and it is bobbled around. It's picked off. Indian River with a pick and some space down the sideline.
I mean, who else to find the ball in his hands but Ariel Raymond? I mean, he has proven to be a big factor in this game.
And that one bounced around off of, I think, the hands of 3 different people before it was reeled in by Raymond, and he had some space down the far sideline. I think he might have had a chance. Kind of looked like he slipped up there at the end. Otherwise, he might have been home free. That was the last thing Carthage was looking for. Ariel Raymond with one of the touchdowns for Indian River, now with a pick, and out to the near sideline in some space, and that is going to be another score for Indian River. Trevor Shawcross into the end zone, and the Wolves tacking on, really piling on now. Trevor Shawcross on the rush. First play after the pick. Take a look at it on the Carthage Area Hospital replay. Pitched out to the near sideline. He got a good block as well on the near side, and then able to just pace past the coverage.
I mean, you look at the touchdowns up to this point from Indian River, it really shows just how much they share the ball. Not one person has more than 1 touchdown up to this point.
3 scores on the board from 3 different players, 18-0. Handoff up the middle and diving into the end zone is the power back, Fred Haynes. And third time's the charm on the 2-point conversion for Indian River. 20-0 the lead now after the pick for Ariel Raymond. Shawcross finds his way into the end zone. And the Comets back up against the wall now. Still only the first half, but a 20-point deficit against Indian River. The Comets sideline a little bit dejected, almost in disbelief, I think, at how well Indian River's been able to stop them so far.
And I mean, this game means so much. There's so much emotion in every single play. So to have a score like this at this point in the game, there's reason that Carthage is disappointed. I mean, I would even go as far to say furious with how this has gone. Definitely looking to turn that around before, as soon as possible, honestly. As soon as they can, but definitely before this half ends.
Shawcross with the kick. It's reeled in. Adamola Sidipe on the near side. Jeremiah able to break through the first tackle, and then he's brought down as he crosses the 40. Tackle made by Aiden Reff for the Wolves. 8:39 to go. Carthage trailing by 20 here in the first half. 2 timeouts left for them. Indian River with all 3 of theirs. We saw the Comets try to air the ball out on that last possession. It didn't work for them. Timeout, I think, is going to be called by Indian River here.
Yeah, looked like another little bit of a miscommunication on who's on the field, who's subbing off. And it's always good to take the timeout rather than the penalty on that one.
So timeout called by Indian River. They're first with 8:39 to go in the first half. High school football, as always, brought to you by Bob Johnson. And also now brought to you in part by Laura Whitney and State Farm. Laura Whitney has been serving the North Country for over 40 years with over 100 years of combined experience over there. They've got banking products, hospital income policies, auto, home, life, renters, and much more. Thank you to our good neighbors at Laura Whitney State Farm for supporting tonight's huge football matchup. Carthage and Indian River. Adamola Sidipe out of the timeout, hurdles the tackle, spins around, and is brought down. Solid gain, though, for Jeremiah.
And I guess that can be said as a reason why he has so much success, is that kind of leaping ability. Just a pure athlete.
Worth taking another look at. Hand it off. Adamola Sidipe still spinning around. I mean, it takes the entire Indian River defensive line to stop him. And so far tonight, they've had that effort. They've had that commitment, but you just wonder if eventually he's going to wear those guys down. He's so big and strong.
Yeah, and I mean, it showed just how much, just how much Carthage uses him. I mean, Indian River, there was a man open down here on the near side. Greg Rogers was left open over here on the near side, but they knew the run was coming, and they were going full commitment into stopping that one.
Second timeout of the half called by Carthage here. 3rd down and 5 coming up. We saw that earlier on a play where Carthage lined up in that passing formation, and Indian River just completely neglected all the receivers and sent the house. Ended up coming up with a sack on that play. They just don't respect the Carthage passing game at all. Frankly, Carthage hasn't given them much of a reason, at least from what we have seen from the Comets, both in their first 2 wins of the season, but so far tonight as well. They've really run just those couple of passing plays, the one a sack and the other the turnover. So
yeah, but Indian River has also, I mean, they've done a great job holding down that run game. It makes it very difficult for Carthage to figure out what to do at this point. Just hoping to get some momentum and get Jeremiah moving here very quickly.
Rick right under center out of the timeout. Fakes the handoff. He's under some pressure rolling out. Now he's going to throw it over the middle, and that is incomplete. Kind of maybe possibly thrown in the direction of Ademola Sidipe. That was kind of a last-ditch throw it away to avoid the sack from Carson Rick. And brings up 4th down and about 5 for Carthage here.
And if that play shows you anything, it should show you just how much Indian River is willing to stop Jeremiah there. I mean, even on the pass that just missed him, you could see 5 Indian River players ready to take him down.
They are going to punt it away here, and it's a good one. Might be too good as it bounces, and it's actually going to stop just short of the end zone. That's terrific work from Carthage to get down there and down that one inside the 5-yard line.
To the common 6-yard line.
One, I thought it was going to have too much on it. Ended up being just right.
It was interesting. It seemed like Indian River didn't even have a return man down there.
Yeah.
They were just willing to let it roll and pick it up wherever Carthage picks it up.
Yeah, again, almost like they just anticipated that was going to be a run. Good work from the Carthage special teams. Mark the football down at the 7, it looks like, actually. So 1st down and 10 coming up for Indian River from there with 7:25 to go in the first half and a 20-point lead, 20-0. Pitched out to the near side, breaking the first tackle. No, brought down on the carry was Shawcross, and now a whistle.
There is a flag on the
flag down on the near side. Officials having a get-together.
Looked like there was some sort of odd block down here on the near side. We'll see if it's another holding call on Indian River. That has been a call that has hurt them pretty consistently throughout this first half. If they want any more success as much as they've had, they're going to be looking for some more. Those holding calls definitely need to slow down.
Half the distance. It's 1st down and 13. Ball's on the 4-yard line. Rush up the middle. In some space down the sideline. Shawcross still going. Trevor Shawcross trying to skip back infield. He's brought down from behind, but not until he crosses the 40-yard line. Play just developed out of nowhere. Trevor Shawcross able to break through the mass down there. Goes from the 4 all the way down to the opposing 40.
First real breakout run that we've seen all night, and what a breakout run that was. I mean, didn't really seem like it would be much until all of a sudden you see Shawcross just come out of the big pile up and be on the move.
Bring it to the Comets 38-yard line, 1st and 10 goals.
Shawcross showing why he's got the numbers he does through 2 games. Out to the far sideline. Able to skip up and pick up another 1st down on the carry. That was Raymond again. It was. Rivers spreading it around. Utilizing Shawcross and Raymond. Fred Haynes has had a number of carries. This time it's Raymond for a 1st down. early front runner for our IBEW MVP of the game. Pitched up the middle, Shawcross. Solid gain for him. Hard fought yards right up the gut. Close to 8 for him.
Little surprised we haven't heard Joshua's name get called a little bit more. Massanet. He's had quite a few carries up to this point in the season. Hasn't had too much tonight, only a couple.
Rolling out, looking downfield, over the middle, and it is caught. Touchdown, Indian River again. The Wolves just striking. Take a look on the Carthage Area Hospital replay. Passing play over the middle, and that one reeled in.
One of the first few successful passing plays up to this point. A great throw. And a really nice catch there over the top there. I believe that was Colton White with the catch.
White getting involved.
Had a lot of pressure on him, too, as he makes the catch.
Yeah, had to go up and get that one.
A fumble there on that 2-point conversion. Looked like he went for a pitch, but it just wasn't reeled in. Thankfully, Indian River falls on it. Unfortunately, that does mean yet another failed 2-point conversion for the Wolves. But I think they can live with that, with the score that they have put up to this point. 26-0 with 6 minutes left here in the first half. This has definitely been an Indian River game up to this point, which I was not prepared for going into this. But Indian River's defense has done an incredible job shutting down these Comets offensively, as the Comets will get yet another drive to get some sort of momentum here late in the first half.
Yeah, I think all of us were expecting this one to be tight, back and forth. It hasn't turned out that way. That one kicked away by Cesar Rodriguez for the Wolves. And the return down to the 31.
Just under 6 minutes remaining in the first half.
Carthage now, their last 2 or 3 possessions, we said this is a big time. They kind of need a score. They've continued to be held off the scoreboard. Blanked so far, 26-0. Indian River with the lead.
Yeah, a score for the Comets almost seems just like moral points for the half at this point.
Fake handoff to Adamola Sidipe, and Rick is brought down for a loss.
Maybe a loss of 1, 2nd 11.
Smart play there for the Comets, usually, handing it off for Sidipe over and over again. A good keeper usually does a good job, but Indian River was not fooled on that play. Getting right to the quarterback and wrapping him up quickly.
5.5 minutes to go in the first half. Carthage would love to get on the scoreboard, but they've got a lot of ground to cover. Rick under center. Hand it off. Adamola Sidipe able to get past, and now he's free down the far sideline. Can he turn on the Jets? Adamola Sidipe to the 30, the 20, the 10, and he is just short. Touchdown!
Wow.
Well, Adamola Sidipe, just explosivity as he gets out to the far sideline, and nobody there able to make the stop We had to wait for the signal to see if he got in or not. I think he was pretty close. They end up giving it to him. Would have been hard to call that play short after he picked up all that yardage. I was just talking about how Carthage had allowed a ground to make up, and it took them exactly one play. And now on for an extra point attempt. That one looks good. It's not. It must have missed just to the left.
The extra point is no good.
So then PAT no good. Carthage does get on the scoreboard. Ademola Sidipe puts him on there in a hurry. Huge rush down that far sideline.
Almost feels like this is when we finally see Ademola Sidipe enter the game. I mean, that was a Sidipe run right there. Just...
Yeah, take another look.
I mean, a great block there on the outside. And, I mean, there are not many players in the area that can run as fast as he can in open field.
Especially at that size. I mean, I don't know if they've got a listed height for him or not, but Ademola Sidipe's 6'2", 6'3". I mean, he's a big kid.
We've been saying that the Comets have been needing a score each drive, and they get one there. Hopefully they can live off of some of this momentum and bring this back to being a ball game here before half.
Yeah, the other part about that being, 1 yard to pick up, or one play to pick up, 75, 80 yards. Oh, muffed. Able to corral it, though, I think. There's Fred Haynes on the near side. That could have been dangerous for Indian River. I was going to say, is the bonus of that, them picking up all that yardage in one play, is it saves some clock, too. There's still 5 minutes to go in the first half, and down 20. It's not the position you'd really like to be in, but certainly not the end of the world either when you have an offensive weapon that's as potent as Ademola Sidipe.
It's a much better position than they were 30 seconds ago.
Yeah. Now the defense needs to hold strong. Pitched and able to carry it up the middle. Buzzing for a short gain. Four on the carry for Joshua Buzzanette. Second down and 6. Coming up for the Wolves, keeping the football on the ground, running the clock. Buzzanette on the carry again, and he skips past the first tackle, gets over to the line of scrimmage, stretching out, trying to reach the first down marker. He's going to be about 1.5 yards short. Another gain for the Warriors, for the Wolves running back. Mark him just short, so 3rd and 1 coming up.
It's going to bring up 3rd and 1 for the Wolves. Down 38.
Almost made it through the first half without saying the Warriors there. That was...
I'm surprised that lasted that long. It was going to be much quicker than that. Handed off up the middle. I think this is going to be just short. I don't know. That spot on the far sideline looks generous, but that, yeah, is enough. First down.
Isaiah Cole for the tackle, but that is going to be enough for a Wolves first down.
Frederick Haynes, a really good running back when you just need to get it a yard past the line of scrimmage. Just barrels his head down and takes off. And it's tough to stop him when he gets moving.
Yeah, another big, strong kid. Haynes back there again in the backfield. And this one is actually a quarterback keeper. No, it is handed off. And Haynes.
The bunch Collinson on that tackle.
A short gain.
Pick up on a couple.
Maybe 2. Buzzanette was in there as well, but he comes off to the far sideline.
Comments 47.
Could be mistaken, but I don't see Shawcross in the huddle. There he is out to the far sideline. Yep. Now in motion in front of the quarterback. And some motion on the line.
We got flags down.
Carthage might have jumped that one there, and the Shawcross came across. We'll see what the signal is. No, offensive line was guilty.
That's going to bring him back 5.
It's
5-yard penalty on the false start.
pretty difficult to not move when you get Shawcross running across like that. He has done that quite a bit, and it usually ends up turning to a pitch to him.
Yeah.
Don't really blame anybody for jumping the gun a little bit there.
Play clock's winding down here. I think Indian River's going to call a timeout. No. Flag comes out for delay of game. Well, Marcel did call timeout on that far sideline. The officials threw the flag down at about the 25, but Marcel knew it was
That's a Wolves timeout.
winding down, and will take his second timeout of the first half with 2:23 to go. Well, as big as that score was for Carthage, this would be a good answer for Indian River. They could put 6 on the board.
Even just holding the ball and lowering that clock,
Yeah.
giving Carthage less and less time to continue momentum would be ideal for the Wolves here.
It'll be second down and 12 out of the timeout. Indian River leading 26-6 on high school football, presented by the Bob Johnson Auto Group here on the NBC Watertown YouTube channel. Connor Lalone alongside Joshua Madison, Cody Wheeler on the camera, as well as Morgan Young and Zachary Zubriski, the technical director this evening.
It's going to be second 12 for the Wolves.
Second down and 12. Shawcross out to the near sideline. He's brought down, short gain, as he is into the Carthage half of the field.
In on the tackle.
Down at the 48.
It's going to be a pickup. About 5.
2 minutes to go in the first half.
Third and 8 for the Wolves.
I always find it so interesting watching an Indian River run, especially in that one. Very difficult to see who had the ball with how that whole line just shifted with Shawcross. Set up for some nice blocks.
Pitched out to the far sideline. Up the middle now and in some space. Caden Smith on the carry. Brought down from behind at about the 6. But it's another huge gain for Indian River on the ground. Take another look on the Carthage Area Hospital replay. That one pitched out to the far sideline. Correct me, that was Raymond on the carry that time. He's had a big game so far. Touchdown already and a pick on the defensive side. And now another big rush for him as he gets inside the 5-yard line. First and goal coming up from the 4. Up the middle. Short gain, if anything.
Counts for the stop, play the scrimmage.
Second and goal coming up now. Clock still ticking. Approaching 1 minute to go in the first half. Both teams with one timeout left.
Tough to see who got the ball there. It was
Yeah.
just a dog pile out there on the 4-yard line.
Looks like Fred Haynes in the backfield. This one's handed off, though. It's Raymond out to the far sideline, and he's brought down just short of the end zone. Gain of maybe a couple of yards.
Carried that defender quite a few yards, honestly. I mean, he had him on his back, what seemed like for the 5. Ran a good amount before he was eventually taken down there. Another really nice run there for him on that one for Raymond. And you're never looking to punch it in. Back to Raymond. I don't know if he got in.
Spin in.
Looks like they're going to hold him. It's like half a yard.
Yeah, that was just short, if anything, Raymond. And that's a huge stop for Carthage. Yeah, time will expire, right?
And it sure will.
That wasn't the greatest clock management from Indian River with a timeout left and a down to use. Ended up settling for nothing there at the end of the first half as Frederick Haynes was stopped just short of the end zone.
Many people that are parked in the fire lane.
So
if you are parked in the fire lane,
Indian River unable to punch one in late. But they do still lead by 20 as we head to halftime, 26-6. Surprising scoreline, I think.
And most of that has been hats off to this Indian River defense.
Yeah.
Really shutting down that Carthage run game. I mean, only one big run there for Jeremiah Adamola Sidipe. And, I mean, that was their 6. That was the touchdown run. So Indian River has done a good job holding them down to this point. But I believe Carthage does have the momentum going into half. I mean, that touchdown was big. And then that stop there that held a 4-yard play to 0 to end the half.
Yeah, I mean, first and goal from the 4, and Carthage able to stop them 3 times. Indian River ran out of time in the first half. And I'd agree with you, Josh. I think Carthage probably, despite the big loss, momentum just starting to swing in their favor a little bit towards the end of that first half. That run from Adamola Sidipe was something else. Their only score to this point.
We will see Carthage get the ball at the end of this halftime, and I think that drive will go far into telling us just how much Carthage is going to carry this momentum and possibly bring this back into being a close game like most of us expected, myself included.
Yeah, agreed. So before we head to our halftime break, once again, I'd like to thank everybody that makes high school football on the NBC Watertown YouTube channel possible. The Bob Johnson Auto Group, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Volkswagen, whatever it is, Bob Johnson's got your ride. Pretty much anything you could ask for, new or pre-owned. Bob Johnson is where to go. Carthage Area Hospital and the North Star Health Alliance, as well as Claxton, Hepburn, and North Country Orthopedic Group. No matter what care you need, the North Star Health Alliance will provide it, and keeping it local with, of course, Carthage Area Hospital, the North Country Orthopedic Group, Claxton, Hepburn, and Meadowbrook Terrace, which is very close to us right now here at Carthage High School. Switch 365 sponsoring tonight's big matchup, located at 1291 Fackney Drive, the ultimate basketball training facility. Basketball season will be here before you know it. Head over there. They've got dribbling simulators, shooting machines. Memberships start at just $50 a month. Give them a call, 315-405-5037. That's Swish 365 on Fackney Drive. Drex Subs. That's how you spell delicious. Doesn't matter what you're looking for in a submarine sandwich. Drex we'll have something for you. And our friends over at Laura Whitney State Farm, over 100 years of combined insurance experience, home, auto, life, renters, and much more. That's Laura Whitney and State Farm in Watertown, New York. The halftime score here, Indian River with the lead. It's a big one, 26-6 over the host Carthage Comets. Connor Lalone and Josh Madison on the mics tonight. Cody Wheeler, Morgan Young, and Zachary Zubriski, the rest of the team. We're going to step aside for the remainder of halftime, and we will be back for the second half of this Class B Titan matchup. Indian River on top so far. Welcome back to high school football on the NBC Watertown YouTube channel. Connor Lalone alongside Joshua Madison, Zachary Zabriskie, Cody Wheeler, and Morgan Young. The rest of the stream team here tonight. Indian River, a little bit of a surprising lead over Carthage, 26-6, as we get ready for the start of the second half. Carthage haven't really been able to get Adamola Sidipe going except for that one run right at the end of the first half. That was their only score. Wolves set to kick it away to start the second half. That looks like Lucas Glassburn with the kick. And a solid return down over the 45 for Carthage. That's how we'll start the second half of football.
Yeah, and like you were saying, I mean, Indian River has done a phenomenal job slowing down Jeremiah out there. It is very important that Carthage get him going early and often here in the second half. Being down by this much, not a place you want to be for very long, so definitely important here for Carthage to get him going.
We'll see if they do that here to start the second half. They do. Adamola Sidipe bounces off a tackle now down the near sideline. Adamola Sidipe over to the 20, over to the 10, and into the end zone. Right on cue, Jeremiah Adamola Sidipe with his second touchdown of the night.
Speak it into existence. An incredible run there from Jeremiah Adamola Sidipe. Just bounced it to the outside, bounced off a pretty good block there, and then we said it on his first touchdown. We'll say it again. It is tough to catch that man with how much speed he has.
But both times he's gotten into the open field, he's been able to put it into the end zone. That kick, again, looked good, and it is. So 1 for 2 on the PATs. And it's 13-26. Carthage, about as good a start as you could have hoped for to the second half. 11:44 to go. And 7 more points for the Comets. Adamola Sidipe into the end zone again.
I mean, we mentioned it at the end of the half. Carthage had a little bit of momentum ending the half. They needed to come into this half and just swing it back to their side. And boy, did they do so. One play, big touchdown. And I mean, it has Indian River back on their heels early on in this half. We'll see if they can get back on it here in their offensive drive. But, I mean, you can hear it in the crowd.
Yeah.
Carthage is feeling it right now.
Yeah, another thing Tyler Clemens and I talked about before tonight's game on his show. Carthage crowd always turns out for games. And it is a packed bleachers in front of us. And it didn't have a lot to cheer for in that first half, but they're starting to get involved now. A little rowdy, a little fired up. Another long rushing touchdown for Adamola Sidipe. And now again, the defense will look to hold Indian River. This one bounces just over the 30, rolls out of bounds. Draws the flag as the ball rolls out at the 26.
Flag down on play.
Just an unfortunate bounce. And like you were saying, I mean, Carthage fans, they love to show up, and especially for a game like this. I mean, Indian River's shown out. You can see them there on the far side of the field.
Yeah.
Quite a few Indian River fans. I mean, this is a long-time rivalry, and I mean, the fan bases love to show out for a big game like this one. We see Indian River's offense take the field. They will have to move it due to the penalty, kicking that one out of bounds. Just an unfortunate bounce there for the Comets.
1st and 10 for the Wolves. All on the 40. Shawcross in motion, handed off though up the middle. No, kept by the quarterback in some space down the sideline. Indian River, and hauled down from behind at about the 15. Another huge rushing play though for Indian River.
A great fake handoff. He's done a great job at that all night. That fake handoff, just pulls it out last second. The Carthage defensive line knows just how difficult it is to bring down Frederick Haynes. So they really collapse right on him, only for the quarterback to be out 10 yards and running into open space.
This one is handed off. Diving forward for a couple of yards, the ball carrier.
It's a pickup of ball 4 for the Wolves. 2nd and 6.
2nd down and 6 coming up. Motion again. This one's handed off up the middle. Nothing doing on the play. Frederick Haynes with the carry.
A bunch of comments on the tackle there. Pick up of a couple. 3rd and 3.
3rd down and 3 coming up for Indian River after that long rush and the quarterback keeper for Tegan Wynn. Wynn under center, handed off, Shawcross still fighting forward. He might have picked up, yes he did, enough for the 1st down. So that sets up Indian River in a 1st and goal. The handoff for Trevor Shawcross.
That's a 1st down for the Wolves. 1st and goal.
Wolves have done a great job at getting into that 1st and goal. Another handoff to Shawcross. Flag comes in.
They're behind the line of scrimmage. Seen Indian River called for a couple of holds already.
I think they got him just short of that goal line. Far side ref has him about a yard off.
Chop block against the offense, so it won't matter where Shawcross was marked down. So the chop block is a 10-yard penalty against the offense. 1st and goal coming up from the 14.
1st and goal for the 14.
Wynn under center. Pitched out to the near side and trying to scramble up the middle, spinning around on the carry. Nowhere to go. Ariel Raymond as flags are down in the backfield again.
Chase Watson with the tackle.
This one, another hold there on the Wolves. That's been a call that has hurt this offense pretty frequently up to this point. I mean, they're about to have a 1st and goal about 24 yards away from the end zone. That is not a great sight if you are the Indian River offense. Gonna need a few big plays here to get right back on track.
Wynn handed off. Shawcross tries to get out to the outside. Stiff arm 1, stiff arm 2, but he's brought down, diving forward, jumping, hurtling forward over the 20-yard line. Shawcross with the carry.
Well done play there from Shawcross, keeping himself in bounds and shaking off those tackles. Only one to bring him down on that play was himself. Leaping forward for a gain as Seems like we get an injury timeout.
Yep. Timeout. Signaled by the officials. There's a player down for Indian River. Just struggling to return to his feet after the result of that play. Another big spot for the Carthage defense. They could come up with a stop here after that touchdown. Put themselves in a good position, but give one up, give those points right back would be difficult as well.
It'd be pretty devastating for Carthage. I mean, coming into the half, gaining so much momentum so fast. Very important for them to make a stop here. From what it seems right now, it looks like leg cramps down there.
Now, with any luck, that's all it is. Helped up onto his feet. Able to hobble off of that far sideline. Colton White, player for Indian River.
He has the only receptive touchdown.
Yes.
So many rushing touchdowns, but the only touchdown through the air for the Wolves.
Second down, flag comes out before the play. Stops what was going to be another passing attempt for Tegan Wynn and the Wolves offense. So it's a false start. Indian River really hurting themselves here. Penalty after penalty. Sets up another long second and goal. From the 24. Well, they looked ready to pass the last play. See if they do it again.
Don't see it often from these Wolves.
Yeah, just a one-man wide, too. So, hand it off. No, kept by Wynn. Wynn's got a hole, and he's in to the end zone easily. Sneaking in. Touchdown for Indian River, but it might come back. There's flags. One on the 16-yard line, and then I think another one came out on the Indian River sideline. So this touchdown for Wynn might come back.
I mean, that's another great run from Tegan Wynn. I mean, Frederick Haynes has shown very early on that, you know, it's going to take a few people to take him down. Even earlier on in this drive, he had those few rushes, but another big play from the Wolves, erased and then brought further back.
Yeah, holding, and then I believe that's an unsportsmanlike conduct
Along with an unsportsmanlike
against the Indian River sideline. So the Wolves, shooting themselves in the foot right here. This might be the longest goal-to-go situation I've ever seen.
We may see a second and goal from the other side of the field.
Yeah, I mean, this is just going to be incredible.
This is incredible on how far back this one is going. All the way down to the other side of the field. That is not easy to come back, and they're on second down.
Second down, goal to go. And the ball is on their own 42-yard line. 58 yards to gain.
That is not something you like to see every day. I mean, 58 yards.
No, they're going to move it.
They do move it back. So 48 yards. Doesn't make it any easier. Does not make it any easier. Just on the other side of the 50 in Carthage territory. I mean,
I was going to say, I know my math isn't the greatest, but I was pretty sure 15 and 10 didn't equal 35 or 40, but who knows? It is just barely still in the Carthage half of the field. They're going to try the handoff play, and still going just over the 40. Player down for Carthage behind the play. It looks like that might just be a little cramp as well. Whistle here. Again, official timeout for the injured player. He got up and then looked like he realized he couldn't quite continue on. Yeah, good spot from Zach Zabriskie and Cody Wheeler's player down for Indian River as well, over behind the officials. So one for either team. Carthage player here trying to get stretched out, maybe just battle some of that cramp.
Again, the winning number is 4456886.
And this is such a big game. I mean, every single player not only wants to stay in the game, but they want to win this game. So, I mean, really putting their whole body on the line every single play. That's bound to create some injuries here and there. You never want to see it, but in a game as physical as this one, and with as much meaning behind it as this one, there are bound to be some.
Both players still receiving some assistance now. Didn't see too much in the play when it happened. Player up for Carthage. And coming off to their sideline, I believe that's Luke Freeman. Indian River still has a player down out there. Really trying to stretch that out, it looks like. Again, hopefully just cramp. But if it's anything worse, they might want to get it checked out by our friends at North Star Health Alliance, Carthage Area Hospital, North Country Orthopedic Group, Claxton Hepburn. Thanks to them for supporting high school football. Our replay sponsor, Carthage Area Hospital.
Seems like Luke is still getting cared to over here, more on the sideline, not as much on the field.
Yeah, he was able to get up and walk off. Luke Freeman for the Comets. Still haven't been able to get a good look at who the player is for Indian River that's down. It's a big spot here for both teams and a long delay like this. I mean, what does that do for the rest of the guys?
And it looks like he is up, and that is Shawcross, Trevor Shawcross, being taken off the field.
Yeah, good spot. That's a big potential loss for Indian River, and obviously why they were so concerned about him.
Especially for a 3rd and 40.
Yeah.
Which is what they are on right now. Really 3rd and goal from the 40. Which is just as crazy to say. But they will definitely make sure that he is okay see the rest of the Comets on the field trying to keep themselves loose. Would hate to see even more injuries as this one goes on.
Well, we've talked several times about how Indian River has been able to spread it out and use multiple different options offensively. We're going to have to do that now with Shawcross on the sideline. Wynn back to pass on 3rd and 40. Out to the near side and incomplete. Looked like he had a man in some space, but pass was overthrown for the intended receiver. And he's struggling. Going back to the Indian River huddle. Colton White, who reeled one in for a touchdown in the first half. And he'll make his way to the sideline with the rest of the offense. Here comes the punt team, but Shawcross has been punting it away for Indian River, so we'll send somebody else out there. Nicholas Burt back to kick it away. High snap. Burt went up and got it, and he gets a good one away. That one is going to bounce into the end zone.
That's going to be a touchback.
Not too much of it, actually. Burt, the last-minute emergency kicker with Shawcross on the sideline. Touchback on the punt. Big stop for Carthage, aided by several penalties for Indian River. But they keep them off the board. And with 7 minutes and 13 seconds to go in the third quarter, they'll get the football back.
I mean, Indian River scored a touchdown on that drive, believe it or not, but called back on penalties and then sent back further on more penalties. Killed that drive.
Adamola Sidipe, short gain up the middle. Pretty good cheering section right in front of us.
Definitely have the momentum so far in this half.
Adamola Sidipe has a hole up the middle, breaks another tackle, and then spins around. It's a first down for Carthage.
Starting to see a little bit more of the Sidipe that we've seen so far this season, getting those runs.
Well, hurry up offense from Carthage this time. Sidipe stood up at the line.
Second 8. The Comets 39-yard line. Just about 6 minutes left in the third quarter.
Second down and 8 coming up. Back to pass. Rick out to the near side, has a man, and it's incomplete. I thought for a second Greg Rogers was going to be able to reel this one in, but it falls incomplete right in front of us on the near sideline.
Had it in his hands, just couldn't survive the turf on the way down. Almost a really big play for the Comets. You could actually hear the crowd originally react to the catch and then see the drop. Great throw there for the Comets.
Third and long, handed off. Adamola Sidipe gets past the line, and then he's brought down. I think he's got enough for a first. He does. Move the chains. Adamola Sidipe on 3rd and 8. Down to the 49. Player down for Indian River after that rush for Sidipe. Mahi Coles is the injured Wolf.
Once again, the winning number for the 50-50 raffle is
He was, Mahi Coles was also the
886.
defender down here who was guarding that receiver, who ended up dropping that pass. So
please come up to the press box.
definitely a pretty key defender there. So this will be another tough injury here for the Wolves as they try and slow down this Carthage momentum. They've really picked it up here in the third quarter. It seemed like in the first half the Wolves had all the stops for them. Right now it seems like they're not getting an answer yet.
Coles able to walk off to the Wolves sideline. Rick handed off. Ademola Sidipe tries to go right up the middle, and he is still powering forward. Got some assistance from his line, but strength and determination to pick up 8 yards.
8 yards.
Second down and 2.
Okay, it's going to be 2nd and 2 at the Wolves' 32.
Second down and 2. Carthage student section singing Mo Bamba down there in unison. Handed off up the middle. Enough for the first down. Is that Gavin Payne on the rush?
First few times we've heard his name tonight. A lot of rushes to Ademola Sidipe. But Gavin Payne does the job, resets the chains for the Comets.
First and 10. Rick under center, handed off. Ademola Sidipe out to the near side. Threw a couple of tackles, trucks another defender, and then brought down. And a late hit from Indian River. Ademola Sidipe was on the ground. He got hit by Nicholas Burt after the whistle.
Looks like a face mask by
personal foul. Defense.
That will add to another good run from Sidipe. However, we see him over here on the sideline. It looked like he felt that hit.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Which, having him on the sideline is not something we've seen very often so far tonight.
Handed off up the middle. Short gain on the carry.
Jacob Further up the middle.
Jacob Kilborn with the carry there.
2nd and 6.
Just pushed through for a good 4 yards. This Comets offense finding their stride here in the second half. We'll see if they can keep that going.
Ademola Sidipe misses just the one play. He's out there and has the football again. Ademola Sidipe, a couple players on his back as he's brought down. It's inside the 10.
Back to line of scrimmage.
Third down and about 3 coming up with 3 minutes to go in quarter number 3. Comets trying to cut into that Indian River lead, 26-13. Carthage inside the red zone, inside the 10 now. Ademola Sidipe in the eye, gets the handoff. Trying to fight forward to pick up the first down. It's going to depend on the spot.
think they got him a yard short.
Looks like he's going to be a little
It
short.
will
of the
be.
first down.
Just short.
It's going to be 4th and 1
Really took
for the Comets.
almost the whole Indian River defense to stop him on that rush. But it doesn't look like Carthage is flinching at all. It looks like they're wanting 6 on this drive.
Same formation for him, the eye, with Rogers, the lone receiver on the near side. And fighting at the line of scrimmage.
Man, that is close. They're going to give it to him. They got him down at the 5. Big first down there for the Comets. For a second, I thought they had him. But they could just not hold Ademola Sidibe for too long. Breaks free of that one tackle and gets enough for that huge first down for the Comets.
4 shots at it now from the 5-yard line. First down and goal. Under 2 to go in quarter number 3. Rick handed off. Ademola Sidibe met, stood up, but still fighting, trying to get to the outside. He won't. He's brought down. No gain on the play. 2nd and goal from the 5.
He was coming in hot too, really flying in there, and he was met at the line. Great hit there from the Wolves defense, stopping him in his tracks as they hold him to 0 gain as we just hit a minute left here in this 3rd quarter. 13-point game. Here's the Comets at the 5.
Whistle. Timeout called, Indian River.
It's timeout for the Wolves.
Well, what's the game plan from Coach Marcel? I think it's pretty clear. Carthage is going to give the football to Ademola Sidibe.
Everybody come here and claim your ticket. You guys know for the ticket.
I mean, he has it's a pretty certain game plan, and in the first half it seemed to work. So far into this second half, we have not seen that defensive stand too much from these Wolves.
Sorry, Josh, I was just marveling at what was on the scoreboard. I don't know. I'm not certain what that was from Carthage.
You got to hand it to the Comets. They do a good job with their scoreboard graphics.
They're definitely creative. They had a whole pregame presentation.
Big play here for the Comets. I would argue an even bigger play for the Wolves here to get a stop.
Yeah, could be. 2nd and goal from the 5. Pitched out to the far sideline. Ademola Sidibe can't get around the tackler. It's like he was caught in 2 minds whether or not he was going to be able to go to the left or the right. And Mahi Coles instead went right at him and is tripped up. Player down for Indian River again behind the play. I think that's Nicholas Burt. And an official timeout for the injury.
Seems like it. And just came off of a really nice punt there. Hoping he's okay, but that was a very interesting play there. Tough part is when you're undecided on which direction to go, sometimes the blockers are unsure on which way to block, and that can turn into a defender getting by. And that's kind of what happened there. Blocker not really sure what to do, and that defender just got right by him and almost upended Sidibe there. Really wanted to make sure he got that tackle. Last line of defense there before the end zone.
So 37 seconds to go in quarter number 3. It'll be 3rd down and goal. Ball still right at the 5-yard line for Carthage.
We've done a good job moving it up the field up to this point. We'll see if they're able to punch it in. This is definitely no gimme, especially with how this defense has played and with the game plan that we've seen from the Comets, which has been mostly just give the ball off to Ademola Sidipe. Big 3rd down here as the clock begins to run there. Fakes the handoff.
Rick throwing out to the near side, has him in. It's a touchdown for the Comets. There's the light show. Greg Rogers reels it in on the near sideline. And Carthage cutting in. 19-26 now. Greg Rogers with a reception on the near sideline. The Carthage Area Hospital replay will give you a look. Carson Rick faked the handoff. There wasn't even really anybody in the vicinity, but didn't matter. Had Rick wide open. And then the PAT looks good, and it is. And all of a sudden, a 1-score game. Carthage has come out flying here in the second half. And Indian River now will have to fight back on offense. We saw him lose Shawcross the last drive. We'll have to see if he can come back on this possession.
Yeah, I mean, that play, usually when you see a man that open in the red zone, you usually ask, well, what happened? Well, it's Jeremiah Ademola Sidipe that's happened. You just get so used to seeing him get the ball. You expect him to get the ball 4 yards away from the end zone on a 3rd down. Well drawn up play there from the Comets to fake it to him. Just get that jump from that defense. Leave that wide receiver open for the Comets. I mean, Indian River's going to need an answer, and they're going to need it fast if they want to stay in the lead. Only a 6-point lead now, wicked late in the 3rd quarter, and I mean, the crowd is here.
Yeah. 20 unanswered points from Carthage after Indian River put up 26. Was that one touched? It doesn't matter. It rolls out of bounds. That was almost disaster for Indian River.
I believe it was. Wow, and that is going to hurt Indian River there. It was touched. And so instead of them getting the ball up at the 40, which they would if that ball had just rolled out of bounds on its own, they will get the ball on their own 20.
Yeah.
And that is just adding salt to the wound for the Wolves, as they are now going to need an 80-yard drive to get back into the end zone.
Yeah, again, a player down for Indian River.
This has certainly been a quarter Indian River would love to forget. A lot of injuries and a lot of problems for the Wolves.
A lot of penalties.
Yeah.
And a lot of scoring from the opposition.
Something we did not see for most of the first half. As that is another really tough injury for the Wolves. Ariel Raymond, been a big part of both the offense and defense of the Wolves up to this point. So seems though he is walking off the field, which is always good news. And the Wolves are definitely hoping to see him back on the field here shortly, as they will have to make this first play without him.
Touchdown and an interception for him. Another big loss. Shawcross is out there. for Indian River as they start this possession with 26 seconds to go in quarter number 3. Wynn back to pass under pressure. He's sacked. And he slams the turf in frustration. Zero help from the offensive line, and Wynn brought down in the backfield. He heads off to the sideline to have a conversation with his head coach.
I believe that was Camden Dorchester with the sack, as that ends an incredible Carthage third quarter. The crowd is hyped, the players are hyped, the coaches are hyped, and we are set to have an absolute barn burner of a fourth quarter here in Carthage.
This game looked done and dusted halfway through quarter number 2. Indian River was up 26-0. Carthage looked lifeless. The defense seemed like they had every answer for Ademola Sidipe. And then he busts off a run for 70 yards and a touchdown. Gets them on the board. They come up with a stop on 1st and goal to end the first half. And then they come out gangbusters in the third. Ademola Sidipe scores, less than a minute in to quarter number 3. And they have not taken the foot off the throttle. They now trail by just 6 with 12 minutes to go. One more quarter left. And the Wolves firmly up against it into their own half of the field after the sack by Dorchester on Tegan Wynn.
It's kind of on the same side as Carthage was at the end of the half. Indian River needs something.
Wynn under pressure, throws. It's caught by Shawcross. And then he's met by 3 or 4 players from Carthage.
And they will gain a yard on that. Even when it seems like something goes right for the Wolves, it seems so small compared to how Carthage has answered here in the second half. At this point, Carthage is still down by 6. But, the air just feels like Carthage is winning right now.
Like they're up. 3rd and long, back to pass, Wynn throws, it's picked off! Interception for Carthage. Nathan Countryman.
Wow. There is no better way to shut down Indian River than take the ball back. An incredible play for the Carthage Comets to even, there are no words to describe how this is completely flipped for the Comets. It is going to be a big stop for Indian River if they can even get that.
1st and 10, pitched. Ademola Sidipe gets around the 1st, around the 2nd, still going. Ademola Sidipe pushed out of bounds.
It just seems like he can't be brought down anymore. In the first half we saw Indian River bringing him down quick and early. Now it seems like they can't even tackle him at any part of the field.
Ademola Sidipe up the middle and diving, reaching forward into the end zone. Touchdown, Carthage.
What a comeback. 26-0 at the end of the half. Well, near the end of the half.
Yeah.
And we see a tie game. What a game. And now Carthage looks to take the lead.
Just the definition of what Carthage has done tonight. 0 quit in them. The extra point is good, and Carthage now leads over Indian River 27-26 after trailing 26-0. About 3/4 of the way through the first half. Just a ridiculous comeback.
I mean, that sentence right there, Carthage is winning, is not a sentence I was expecting to hear with about 6 minutes left in the half. But yet here we are with about 11 minutes left here in the fourth. And Carthage has everything on their side. The defense has found an answer. Their offense has been so dominant. And they have definitely found a groove here in the second half. And this crowd, with not much to cheer in the first half, certainly has had a lot to cheer for, as they now have a 1-point lead to defend here in the fourth quarter.
Another short kick. Funny bounce, but well handled by Indian River. Colton White, who came off earlier in the half, injured, back onto the field and able to secure that football on the kick. Wow.
Well, this is definitely a big drive. If you are the Indian River Wolves, need some sort of ground here. They got to get down the field. They got to put up points. They have to somehow find an answer. They have yet to score in this whole second half.
Wynn, fresh off the pick, hands it off. Haynes on the carry up the middle, nothing doing. Yeah, it just seems like all the wind has been sucked out of the sails for Indian River.
I mean, it almost seems like we are watching a backwards version of the first half. I mean, first half, Indian River had all the answers. This half, it's the Comets with all the answers. 2nd and 8 for the Warriors. Another trick play, and this one is going to be a big touchdown for the Wolves. Trevor Shawcross. The double reverse handoff, and Shawcross breaks free and puts the Wolves back in front.
What is this football game? What is it?
I mean,
that's absurd. Shawcross right up the middle.
I have to repeat myself. This is the exact opposite of the first half. I mean, 26 unanswered points from the Warriors, followed by one big rush from Carthage's main running back, and it flips the momentum. Then we start the second half, and we have 20-plus unanswered points from Carthage, as a 2-point conversion looks close.
Just short.
Just short. So Carthage walks away now down 5. But, I mean, if we're honest, this is about what we expected for this game.
Before the game started, it's exactly what we would have expected. Back and forth scoring, and the teams, I mean, just fighting for everything, tooth and nail. After about 10 minutes of play, thought it was going to be one-sided. Looked like had all the makings of a rout. Instead, it's turned out to be one heck of a football game as you take another look at Shawcross, able to just break right through the middle for a long rushing touchdown. His second of the night.
Although the momentum may have shifted with the players, you you can definitely tell that it is not shifted out here for the fans. Still loud, still proud, and looking forward for a new offensive drive for themselves. With just 10 and a half minutes left of regulation.
Yeah, I mean, this game is completely up for grabs. Shawcross coming back into the game after he was down for quite a while, an injury timeout, able to come back into the game and do what he just did.
Absolutely, and I mean, that was a reverse run, which we have seen before, but that was also done there by Ariel Raymond, which we've also seen down on the field. As there is a short kick to the Comets. Fumbled a little, but eventually just falls on it and lets Carthage take it at about the 49. But, I mean, this is definitely going to be an important drive here for either side. I mean, it has seemed like that has been the sentence repeated since the towards the end of the first half. As Carthage will start it off with another run.
Adamola Sidipe again, right up the middle. Indian River defense stood so strong for that entire first half. And now really struggling to contain the Carthage running back. Again, Adamola Sidipe trying to get to the outside, gets over a tackle, and he is brought down from behind.
That is pretty close to yet another first down. I don't think they'll give it to him, but it'll be close.
That spot just keeps getting better and better. It is.
And
they are going to give it to him.
I mean, it has just been all Adamola Sidipe here in the second half.
Hand it off. Spinning Adamola Sidipe, brought down as he crosses the 20.
Sidipe with a pickup of 8, down to the Wolves 20, 2nd and 2.
Second down here for the Comets, and not a lot. Sidipe again pushing forward. I think that is going to be...
Sidipe picks up a couple.
Is that a first down? I don't think so.
They did this last time. They moved the chains all the way over there, and then at the last second signaled, yeah, come on and move them down. First down. First down and 10 inside the red zone. Ball on the 17 for Carthage. Trying to answer that long Trevor Shawcross run that gave Indian River the lead back. 32-27, the Wolves over the Comets with 8 minutes and 40 to go. Adamola Sidipe tries to get to the outside. He is brought down. Only took 4 Wolves to do it.
And that seems like quite some time before we've seen Adamola Sidipe actually stopped for a short run and a run of 0, as he has done an incredible job in the second half as Carthage looks to continue moving downfield.
2nd and 11, pitched out to the far side, whistle.
There's a flag on the play.
Before the play could get underway.
Usually this means an offensive penalty.
Offside against the defense. Well, you're right. That's almost always. Otherwise, they would have let Carthage have a free play there, but
those 5 yards are going to make this second down just that much easier.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
2nd down and 5. Ball on the 12. Under 8 to go. Rick keeps it, throws it, and it is incomplete. That was very nearly picked off.
That was Shawcross there with the dive, nearly picking that one off. I mean, that would have only added to the excitement in this game. And a breath of relief for the Carthage fans as that one remains in their hands. And a 3rd and 5. Pressure got to him quickly.
Yeah, big deep breath for Carson Rick after that one nearly threw it away. Now 3rd down and 5. Rick. Ademola Sidipe spinning around again. Ademola Sidipe still on his feet, trying to dive forward to pick up the first. I think he did.
I think he got it. They got him close to the 5, and they do, in fact, pick up the first down. Man.
Hand it off, Ademola Sidipe again. Did he get in?
He did.
Yes, he did. 4th of the day for Ademola Sidipe. Carthage back in front. 33-32.
That ups his 3-week season total to 15 touchdowns on the season. As Carthage looks to put themselves up by a field goal.
Extra point looks good.
It will be.
Lead up to 2.
It's taken up by 2.
34-32. 7:23 to go. Back in 4th. Indian River went from up 26 down by 1. Scored quickly to reply. And then Ademola Sidipe, the freight train, just powering through the middle. The latest touchdown for Carthage.
In just under 5 minutes in this 4th quarter, we have seen, I believe that is the 3rd touchdown from the Comets and 1 touchdown from the Wolves. I mean, we have had already a lot of scoring in the 4th quarter, and I can only imagine with still 7.5 minutes left that we are in store for much, much more.
Yeah, would not be shocked. Both these defenses look tired here in the second half. They just worked so hard. Big kick, reeled in at the 21. Trying to get out to the outside, collision with his own man on the kick return. Not much going on there. There's Mariano Ramos, the 4th on the kick return. Just collision with his own blocker ultimately is what brought him down.
Wolves are going to start out at their own 33.
This has been everything that we could have expected and everything we asked for and then some, and there's still 7 minutes left in a 2-point game. Indian River trailing now, has the football. Win, no, handed off, Shawcross, flag comes out behind the play. This will be interesting.
It didn't seem like there was much going on the play during the play, but it seems like there is another hold on Indian River. And that's that's killed their offense this second half. They have had multiple big plays that have just been shut down to penalties. And this one, although not as many yardage, no different.
Yeah, numerous offensive penalties have really hurt Indian River. Some have a touchdown taken off the board.
On their own 23.
Ended up with a first and goal from their own, well, from the Carthage 48. Back to pass, Wynn throwing, and it is incomplete. Too low, thrown into the shoe tops of the intended receiver.
2nd and 20.
Second and 20 after the holding. Pitched out to the far sideline. Raymond brought down in the backfield. Big stop for the Comets. And now it's going to be 3rd down and very long.
The Comets get to the Wolves in the backfield.
Wolves are going to need a big play here to stay in this one. Although right now only a 2-point game, the Comets offense has been nearly unstoppable.
Yeah, all second half.
All second half. So a big play here for the Wolves.
You know they're capable. Up the middle, trying to break the tackle, diving forward, and tripped up short of the original line of scrimmage.
I think it's going to bring it right back about to the line of scrimmage.
So now 4th down and 12 coming up.
For the Wolves.
I think Indian River will send out the punt team here with 6.5 minutes to go. They've got 2 timeouts remaining. Trailing by 2. Trusting the defense to get a stop here and give them the football back with a chance to take the lead. Greg Rogers back to return the punt. High from Shawcross out to the near sideline. Flag comes out. Ball's still bouncing around. And Indian River will down it at the 43.
There is a flag on the play.
Curious what this flag is about.
Yeah, me too, Josh. I
believe that is a sideline penalty, having players from the sideline on the field.
Gotcha.
I could be mistaken, but it was a Carthage penalty there, as that will start their drive.
Yeah, I didn't catch a signal other than it was against Carthage. They didn't move the football at all. It's still at the 43, so maybe a sideline warning. Carthage with a 2-point lead. Rick, hand it off. Adamola Sidipe breaks the line. Adamola Sidipe gets a good block on the near side over the 30. Pushed out of bounds.
And that is an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty for sure. A late hit there from the Wolves. Adamola Sidipe definitely out of bounds before being hit. As you can see there, it was a great run. Got out for a good first down and then some just on the sideline, and then you see that hit come in after he's out of bounds.
Just an unnecessary late shove. We're going to get together and talk this one over. I'm not too certain.
And
there it is, personal foul. Late hit against the defense.
only add to that incredible run by Ademola Sidibe.
Now move the chains, and then 15. We're all said and done. This is going to be a first and goal. Here, the public address announcer. 2 personal fouls against Indian River, both the unsportsmanlike conduct and a late hit. And now Carthage in the driver's seat, up 2, first and goal from the 7, a chance to extend. Hand it off. Ademola Sidibe up the middle. He's tripped up short, but he gets down inside the 5.
Start to see, I know that there is just under 6 minutes left, but you may start to see Carthage want to taking a little bit more time getting to the line. Want to make sure that clock gets down faster, giving Indian River less and less time to answer back. A touchdown here for the Comets plus an extra point would put them out of one drive range.
Would make it a 2-score game. Ademola Sidibe just short.
That is close. This will be a true test to this defense here for the Wolves to make this stop. With how well Sidibe has just ran through that line in the second half.
3rd down and inches. Carthage using the whole play clock. Under 10 now. 5 on the play clock for him. Rick, QB sneak. Touchdown, Carthage. Well, they strayed from the plan. Carson Rick kept it himself and snuck it into the end zone. The extra point is up, and it looks good, and it is. And it's a 2-possession game. 41-32. Carthage has firmly risen from the jaws of defeat and put themselves in a massive favorable position, 41-32. He trailed by 26 points in this game.
And I mean, as much as we want to, celebrate a great multiple drives from the Comets and now a bigger lead, Carthage has also scored in very quick time. Indian River has scored in a quick amount of time. As we've already seen, no lead is safe tonight, as Carthage has already proven that. And Carthage would certainly not want to be on the receiving end of that. Indian River going to need a big and quick offensive drive. And then they'll need a big stop to keep themselves in this.
Picked up at the 23. Out to the near side, still going. Big return for Indian River to try to start their comeback. Mariano Ramos, the 4th. 4 minutes and 13 seconds to go. 2 timeouts. Down by 9. We've already seen one incredible comeback in this game from Carthage. And Indian River produce some magic of their own. Shawcross is motioning over to the Indian River sideline. They really do not want to have to burn a timeout here, but they've only got 5 seconds on the play clock. They've got to hurry up and get this ball snapped. And now here's the whistle. Did they burn one?
They do. And you can tell that the Indian River coach is not happy about using that timeout, especially right now. A quick touchdown is one thing, but you also need the time on the clock to make the stop and then score again if you want to make this comeback.
Yeah, that's a pivotal one to have to burn for no real reason other than you didn't get the right personnel out there.
Carthage sideline getting this crowd hyped up for these final 4 minutes of play. Little toss out there.
Oh, big block down the sideline. Trevor Shawcross gets another. Can he get into the end zone?
He can!
He can!
And in 10 seconds, we have a 3-point ball game.
That's a 50-yard touchdown run for the Wolves.
There's still 4 minutes to go.
I mean, there's not much to say. I mean, wow. Wow.
We thought it was going to be a duel of 2 running backs. Man, were we right. This has been something else.
This is incredible as Indian River goes for 2. Handoff.
Fred Haynes.
I don't think he'll get it again.
Stop short.
So they will hang on to a 3-point lead. But there is 4 minutes on the clock.
This game feels like we're going to see 3 or 4 more scores. I mean, it's just been
It feels like it.
frenetic. It's been hectic. It's been...
And I mean, Indian River was not happy about burning that timeout. I think now they're okay with it.
Yeah, it worked.
I think the coach is still not overly joyful. I'm sure he'd love to get that play without the timeout needed, but I'm sure he will take the touchdown regardless. But I mean, this next drive will tell it all. I mean, Indian River needs to do something that they have only done in the first half, and that is stop the Carthage run game. They did it in the first half, and they did it well, but can they do it with 4 minutes remaining?
This is shaping up to be, it might already be, the greatest game we've ever seen here, the NBC Watertown Stream Team. I mean, it is right up there. Whistle.
Indian River did get it, but there are whistles blown.
I don't see any flags.
Was there a... Are they... Very curious on what the call is here. I believe they're going to call it... Well, looks like a re-kick. Curious on the call there.
Yeah, I didn't see any signals whatsoever. There were no flags on the play. The football is not moved. It's back at the 40.
And we redo the kick.
Another short one. And, man, that's a terrific play. Carthage able to down that football and control it, corral it.
Recover the onside kick.
Luke Freeman, I believe, able to control that one, reached out one-handed and grabbed it, put his whole body weight on top of it to secure the football.
Yeah, and those types of rolls, it looks easy to grab. You know, it's just right over your hands, right into your chest. With that football spinning like that, that is not easy to corral in. Nice job there from Luke Freeman to bring that in and give Carthage's offense the football.
1st and 10. Handoff up the middle. Ademola Sidipe, not much there, maybe a yard.
And we will see if Indian River can do that again.
Need at least 2 more, probably 3 more stops here. First down wouldn't end it. That would sure make it a whole lot more difficult. Five on the play clock. Rick, hand it off. Ademola Sidipe still going. He's brought down at the 49.
Sidipe up the middle.
Whistle here. Timeout called by Indian River. Their last timeout stops the clock at 3:08. 3rd and 4.
So timeout.
Ball on the 49.
That will make this next stop just that more important. I mean, now every single snap from Carthage should continue to keep this clock running. Indian River can do absolutely nothing to stop that clock defensively.
And this situation plays perfectly into the hands of Carthage, who are clearly inclined to keep the ball on the ground anyway. Ademola Sidipe can break off a first down here. It would go a long way towards securing one of the great comebacks in Frontier League football. A lot of the crowd on their feet now for 3rd and 4.
Practically making the call for you. Going to be a handoff to Sidipe.
There it is. Ademola Sidipe stopped short.
That is a huge stop for the Wolves. But now it makes it a curious decision for the Comets. You try and get that first down and possibly put that game away, or are you going to punt it and force Indian River to gain more yards? However, you are going to give them a 3-point deficit and about 2 minutes and 15 seconds to make that happen.
Carthage with all 3 timeouts left. This looks like a classic case of run the clock down, call a timeout, set up the offense, which is what they will do.
Comets are going to take timeout.
So 2:15 on the clock. Carthage uses their first timeout of the second half. 4th down and 3. Game probably on the line right here. Indian River can get the football back. Plenty of opportunity for them.
Absolutely.
Shawcross has broken off several significant chunk plays, a couple of huge touchdowns for him on the ground. Indian River would love to get a stop here and get the football back and a chance to forget about that 3rd quarter. Carthage could pick up 4 yards and effectively end it.
It almost almost seems symbolic. 2 minutes and 15 seconds in this incredible game. We're about to see probably the biggest play, and the ball is spotted right on the middle of the Carthage Comets logo in the middle of the field.
Right at the 50.
Could not ask for a better play right here.
Here it is. Game on the line. 4th down and 3. 2 and 15 to go. Animal Sidipe. Oh, man, this is close.
He is a yard short, and Indian River will get the ball back with 2:12 to go and about 52 yards to gain. Haven't seen much of their kicker, so I'm not sure if a field goal is in question.
Comets are going to come up short. It's going to be a turnover on downs.
But this is where it also will get interesting. Indian River, who has also ran the ball for the majority of the game,
and can't stop the clock.
Cannot stop the clock, needs to do everything they can to conserve as much as they can.
Needs to be all hands on deck here. Get up to the line of scrimmage and get the next play off as quick as possible, assuming you can't get out of bounds. Hand it off. They go up the middle. Not much happening. They're pushing and shoving afterwards. Nothing seems to come of that. Indian River, 2nd down, about 7. Win into the huddle. And now under center, handed off. Out to the far side, Ariel Raymond. Raymond gets the 1st down. Indian River's got to get up there. 1:45 on the clock. Stops briefly as they move the chains, and then will resume again.
That is one of the nice things about high school football is the clock does stop briefly, giving the offense a chance to get to the line.
They try that double reverse play. It's only a couple of yards up the middle. Raymond got it that time on the carry. Under a minute and a half to go.
Indian River's got to get to the line faster than this if they want a chance. The clock just ticking and ticking away. Over 30 yards to go.
Whistle.
And a Carthage timeout.
Yeah, that's
Timeout.
interesting.
Questionable choice for Carthage, but a choice to be made.
I don't quite understand that one from Coach Kaufman and the Carthage staff. Unless they really did not like the way the defense was lined up or the personnel they had out there, but stopping the clock for Indian River, who cannot,
And I mean, it seemed
and letting
like,
them draw up a play for Shawcross. I mean,
and possibly a few plays
Right.
with. And I mean, it seemed like Indian River was struggling to get to the line on time. I don't know. It seems questionable, but I mean, maybe the Carthage staff has something up their sleeves.
they're worried they're going to give up a big play and want to have time left afterwards. I don't understand that one much, but there's a reason I'm up here and not down there. So 2nd down and 8 coming up after the Carthage timeout. Handed off, up the middle. Not much happening for Indian River. It's going to be 3rd down and about 4. They need to get up to the line of scrimmage and hurry. Under a minute to go in the game. 3rd down, 5 to gain. Flag on the field.
Not going to help.
Indian River has killed themselves with penalties tonight.
You see Frederick Haynes Jr., just that little flinch in the backfield. They will start the clock. Once they spot it, they got to go.
3rd and 10. Back to pass. Wynn throwing as a man. It is picked off.
It's picked off. It is picked off. Carson Crump with the biggest play of the night. And that'll do it. 42 seconds left. River can't stop the clock. And the Carthage Comets, with a couple of kneels, will walk out of here with the biggest comeback victory I have seen in a long time. As Carthage will call a timeout, it will not matter as the clock will remain stopped regardless. Wow. I mean, he had the man. The man was down the field. You make the catch, and the celebration goes in the other direction. However, it ends up in the hands of Carson Crump and the Carthage Comets with a kneel here, and then one more with about 3 seconds remaining. Will walk away. What a win. What a game. As there is the first kneel as he takes his time to do it so that they will not have to do it again. And they will not, as Carthage celebrates. I doubt they will even hike it again. They will not. And this game will end. The Carthage Comets, your winners tonight, 41-38. Indian River led towards the end of the half with about 6 minutes left in the half, up 26-0. A big run there from Jeremiah Adamola Sidipe. Put them on the board. And then an incredible second half comeback from the Carthage Comets. Puts this one in the winner's column.
Yeah, that... What else is there to say that we haven't already? That's just astonishing. Everything about it was impressive. Both teams had stretches where they just looked like they were unstoppable. Carthage ultimately ended up able to stretch that run a little bit longer than Indian River and really relied on Jeremiah Adamola Sidipe. I don't think there's even a question that he's got to be our IBEW 910 NNY NICA MVP of the game. Really rolls off the tongue. Adamola Sidipe, just terrific.
I mean,
the absolute embodiment of unstoppable tonight. 4 touchdowns. How many massive rushes did he have? And they all happened when it mattered the most. Jeremiah Adamola Sidipe, just terrific. What we would have expected and then some. Just astonishing performance from him and from Carthage, especially the Carthage defense in that second half.
That second half, I mean, they really stepped it up. And, I mean, we mentioned it towards kind of the middle of the first half. Carthage needed just a little bit of momentum to get it kick-started. And, I mean, no one else but Adamola Sidipe gets the handoff, a huge 60-yard run. And that just kick-started what would eventually be one of the best comebacks we've seen in a long time.
It's probably the best one I've ever seen, Josh. I mean, it was just terrific. Absolutely peak insanity in this football game. It had everything. It had big leads. It had big comebacks. It had huge plays, twists and turns, interceptions, everything.
Everything. And, I mean, of course, even the storyline behind of the rivalry between Indian River and Carthage, and that's why they have it, is because they are so close in distance as far as schools, and they are so close in competition, especially when it comes to football. And, I mean, now that they're a part of the same class, in the same section, I don't think that this will be the last time that we see a game between these two. I mean, these two teams just so good. and they definitely showed it off tonight.
So the final score here in Carthage, the Comets come from behind, wrestle one from the jaws of defeat to win 41-38 over bitter rivals Indian River. Jeremiah Adamola Sidipe, player of the game, presented by IBEW Nika. Just a tremendous effort from both teams, one for the ages, and we were glad to be here for it. And it'll live here on YouTube, on the NBC Watertown YouTube channel forever. Should be here forever. You can always go back and watch it, every moment of it.
And I mean, we can also, when talking about Jeremiah, mention I'm pretty certain that we can say that he has passed 1,000 yards rushing this season already.
Yep.
Only 3 games in with, I mean, just an incredible game. 15 touchdowns on the season, 3 weeks in.
Here's one more look before we go. It was the offside. There was a late interception that ended up deciding the game. Carthage able to come up with a pick that finished it off. For everybody here, yeah, go ahead, Joshua.
I mean,
one last word.
You just can't write this stuff. This is just overall storybook cinema, as they say.
It was, and it was a storybook ending for the Carthage Comets as they come from behind and hold strong defensively. Carried on the back of Jeremiah Adamola Sidipe, they triumph over Indian River 41-38. For Joshua Madison, I'm Connor Lalone, Cody Wheeler, Zachary Zabriskie, and Morgan Young, the rest of the crew here tonight bringing you all of the action. Thank you all for joining us, and we hope to see you tomorrow afternoon when we will be in New Bremen, Beaver River taking on Sandy Creek. Thank you, everybody, and have a great night and a great rest of your weekend.